Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 4 in the first season of the 2021 Hyperion Series Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport. So today is Saturday and we are racing at Circuit De Spa-Francorchamps for 13 laps. For having a Group 3 category to take on today's forecast, we'll be racing at the rain. Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 4 in the first season of the 2021 Hyperion Series Manufacturer Series on Gran Turismo Sport. So today is Saturday and we are racing at Circuit De Spa-Francorchamps for 13 laps, and we're going in to take on the Group 3 category to face the rain forecast for today's weather. So I hope this might have two choices to be using with heavy wet or intermediate racing rain tires will be suitable for the regulation. But I bet this is going to be very tough out there for all of us, so we could probably have to make sure we'll have to stay focused and stay steady on every corner, on every layout. So now let's grab our Group 3 race car and get ready to go for the balance of performance regulations we'll set up automatically. But I hope it might take a lot of more risk whenever we have to stay on a good perfection at the mobility balance. Every race will have to make it correctly whenever we have to try to overcome the weather at the rain surface to be on the track. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. It's about to get wet for round 4 in the 2021 Hyperion Series Manufacturer Series is about to begin. So let's get ready to go and have some drivers will be going in on the rolling start. Joey Smile takes first place in the Porsche 911 RSR from Mexico. Immensely is now taking second place in the Hyperion RC Set Group 3. And here's Resort Crabs from Canada in third place in the Porsche 911 RSR. Stefano_YT is now taking fourth place in the BMW M6. And here's Rockstar HCO68 from Brazil in fifth place in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. And here's Orange C24 V8 in sixth place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Vitor Vieira 89 is now taking seventh place. And here's Super Go Plata in the Dodge Viper in eighth place. The Germinator 305 in ninth place in the Toyota Supra Racing Concept. ATK_Road Rex is now taking 10th place at the ready. And here's myself in 11th place for the UTRS in Sportec livery. And here's Mike Liderice is now taking 12th place in the Nissan GTR GT3. Whiteman 00 is now taking 13th place in the Dodge Viper SRT. Here's Nanoman 08 from Mexico in 14th place for the Chevy Corvette. And here's Popilio R from Argentina in 15th place for the Porsche 911 RSR. Mother 111 in 16th place in the Hyperion RC Set. And here's Madeline 29 in 17th place for the Castro Tom's livery on the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept. Jhard_83 in 18th place in the Audi R8. And here's Bruno_PCR in the Ferrari 458 Italia in 19th place. And the last place driver is Island Sun 87 in the Nissan GTR. So get yourself prepped up, because use the fuel map in case, because this is going to be a very tough race to be on the wet surface. I hope it's going to be a very difficult race, so let's commence the rolling start. Better quality will be going in to do much perfectly better as possible. But this race is going to get very much tougher out there for taking 13 laps. So here we go, 3 seconds on the clock and the plane's flying by to represent the country of Belgium, and we are going underway out there. Good luck out there, folks. This race will have to take the chance for survival. ATK_Road Rex is now going to be staying on to the formation at the start. So it looks like Joyce Mao is in front to be taking the first hairpin at turn 1. Everybody is going for it, so make sure this might take a lot of passive strategy. It might be possible to be going a little bit aggressive. So do your best out there, folks. This is going to be a pretty tough race whenever we can probably have to do what's best for the most. Going straight up down to the hill and coming in towards the second corner. This one might have some few braking points to be used to apex. Just stay on the formation line. This one might have to stay safe. Oh man, it looks like ATK_Road Rex just barely lose control, and that will might put me in onto 10th place. This is going to be a Chevy overtake. We'll be going in onto the straightaway at sector 1 before moving on to sector 2. Joyce Mao is now going in to take that position. This is going to be quite doing great out there. For only one Mexican driver will take a lot of good motivation. Mosley here is now going in to take second place. And for the third place driver from Canada, Resort Krabs is coming in. Everybody is going to be on the slipstream lineup to be taking on the distance. This is going to be pretty intense, and looks like Mike Licorice in the Nissan GTR passes me. Going for it, but it gets a lot of heavy situation out there to be taking on. For only a 1-point race entry, we'll be taking a perfect section to be on the segment. So it comes right back down onto 11th place whenever it starts out, but it gets a lot of hard work out there for dealing with a lot of opponents. But sometimes racing on the rain day course is going to be pretty much difficult out there, but it gets a little bit more steady grip on it. Just going to have to save a lot of pace before coming in onto the next turn. And here comes the next corner. Gonna have to go for it. Gonna have to take a little bit outside towards the inside. Mike Licorice passes me once again to stay in the same position. Several drivers are now already made it in onto sector 3. But hold on, looks like we have an Argentina driver overtakes. Porsche 911 is taking the scene. Sometimes this race is going to get a lot of difficult work for doing a lot of practice, but it takes a lot of required steady grip. Oh man, looks like Porsche is almost getting a little bit loose control out there. Papilio is now going to be staying in one piece, but this one might have a 0.5 second penalty onto the effect. Gonna have to make sure to stay on this same corner at the left. Use the apex to avoid it. Now here comes the first lap down. Joyce Mao from Mexico is taking the fastest lap time in the first lap for only 2 minutes and 52.980 seconds. Fantastio. Looks like this is going to be pretty good out there to see Mexican Gran Turismo players who really wants to see Joyce Mao will be doing much perfectly. We'll have to take the best racing spot highlights. So now it's going in on to lap number 2. I bet this is going to be quite very much tougher it goes, because slowing down is going to be a lot of more work. We'll have to take a lot of more rush with using the traction controls to be switched down onto 0. TCS1 will be switching in onto safety mode, but it takes a lot of racing responsibility whenever it has to take a lot of steady grip to survive. Now let's go in and switch up onto the different option. Just gonna have to go action onto traction 0, but looks like Papio R in the Porsche 911 RSR passes in to do a slow down position for only 0.5 seconds on the recovery. Now comes in onto sector 2. This is going to be the time to catch up onto Mike Licorice in a Nissan GTR. Okay, looks like this is going to get a little bit more situation out there. Fuel map will be needed. I hope I could probably have to switch back onto the traction 1. And then the cones are fairly flied up, and that one might have Mike Licorice will be proceed onto the next turn to go onto the outside. Literally, we'll might need that double cones in case. Just keep on racing, stay strong, and survive onto the rainy day course to be in the track. And then Porsche is now in 11th place, while UDRS is currently dropped down onto 12th place. I bet everybody is still tries to keep going a little bit more aggressive, but it gets a lot of harder work out there. It gets a little bit more stress, but make sure just try to stay calm. Do the best whenever you can for having this race will have to take a better finish. Now it looks like it's going to get a little bit more closing in onto the ropes. Well, Misley here is now currently in second place. Better make sure to have one American Gran Turismo racer will be reached up towards the top to be in first, while the Canadian driver is currently in third place. Resort Crabs is now going in onto the lineup, but it takes a lot of separate gap distance. It's going to get a little bit more close in towards the final corner. But make sure this will might have to stay steady on this one, because that will might have a result of a penalty. Ignoring the track limit is going to be taking a little bit to prevent distraction out there, but I know it is going to be a little bit more harder. We'll have to stay onto the surface of the track to be in the tarmac. So here comes to the final corner, but this will might have Mike Licorice in the Nissan GT-R just barely ignoring the track limit at the left turn section before coming in at the final corner. So it looks like Joyce Mall just barely took 2 minutes and 48.80 seconds. Now this is magnifico. This is going to be very magnifico to see how he can probably have to do what's best. So hold on, looks like this is going to be on the first turn. After taking on the straightaway, we'll be going down the hill. Everybody is still tries to gun for it because it's going to be taking a lot of lineup onto the slipstream. So it looks like this is going to be taking on the fierce battle for Nissan and Porsche, while Chevrolet is going to be having a little bit more trouble timing out there to be on the weather. But hold on, looks like this is going to be a little bit trouble out there. Nissan just barely slowed down, and Porsche is now moving on to take 10th place. Now is the only time to catch up on to Germinator 305 in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept 2018 is coming in. But you know what else that this will might have a reference from the Terminator. Hasta la vista, baby. So now it goes on to take the action. This is going to be taking on the next turn to catch up onto Popular R from Argentina in the Porsche 911 RSR. Everybody is still going for it, but looks like this will might have Toyota will be coming in onto the next list. This will might have the Porsche will be taking the advantage, will be catching up onto Toyota, will be currently in 9th place. So here comes the next turn. This will might keep a little bit slippy slide, but expect further notice because the handling is going to get a little bit more loose control when using the traction is been taking a use. But still trying to learn. Always going to make sure if we have to try to overcome the rain is going to be the only hardest part. Now it's about to be going in to take the dirt lap. Only 10 more to go. Mostly here is still going for it to stay in second place, but man, looks like it's going to get a little bit longer race out there, folks. I bet this one might have to take over 38 minutes for having an endurance race. Meanwhile, Resort Crabs from Canada in third place is going in to take the defense for his rightful spot. He's already made it in at the final corner to be moving on to take lap number 4. It's going to be a lot of more few strategies out there for many drivers who could probably have to stay as a group. But it gets a little bit far behind, but it is going to get a little bit more trouble out there for every driver. They just really do not want to drop down onto the last position. That will be going straight directly towards to the shadow realm if they will be having a little bit loose control by having a spin out. 9 more to go. The race continues. Pablillo from Argentina is going for it to catch up on to Germinator, while Victor Barreira, 89 from Brazil, is now taking 9th place, while Toyota steps in to take position number 8. This one might have a little bit concurrent incident out there, and we have a yellow flag calling in. This will might have a little bit more contact to be forcing in. So it looks like it's Super Golgo Plata in the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R is now losing control after the second corner. Maybe this will might have a good instant replay to take a good look. Super Golgo Plata almost barely had that chance. I mean, Some other opponents just barely made a contact for it. But looks like this will might have Dodge to be dropping down onto the bottom position. That will might be lead towards to the Shadow Realm. But of course, during the FIA Gran Turismo Championship, mistaken drivers will be sent down to the Shadow Realm as always because they really love to type it in for a comment. Send any opponent when making a mistake down to the Shadow Realm is going to be the only possible way to be taking part during the competition race. Just like in the GT World Tour, but it is also doing much different if we really want to see it again this year in 2021. But of course, COVID-19 pandemic is still going on out there, folks, but looks like the vaccine has already came to be administered for every patient who really need that vaccine will be back to normal as well. But good thing this will might have a better hope of beginning, but luckily a COVID variant is still out there, but we just really want to make sure that have the face masks to be doing some double protection. So coming in onto the last second, Mike Licorice in the Nissan GTR passes me by having a comeback. It looks like Mother 111 in the Peugeot RCZ Group 3 is coming in by only 6.4 seconds onto the gap distance. But the safety drivers, by using the traction control in 1, is going to be the only suitable way we'll have to survive this competition race. But every time, experts knows that the traction 0 will be doing the most hardest part ever yet. Every practice and every season we'll have to do it right. Now, looks like this one might have to resume the battle. Just gonna have to catch up onto Mike Licorice in 10th place. So it looks like he still tries to stay careful. Gonna have to do the same as him. The rest of the drivers are now currently in the 5th lap. So it looks like we're about to be going in out there to have a little bit ongoing. Just stay online. Better make sure to have that green bar quality symbols will be quite taking the good effect. We'll have to stay active. But it's still yellow out there in the quality. Take the second corner. Just stay maintained out there. It always gets a little bit heavy. Now hold on, looks like this is going to be on sector 2 out there, folks. They already made it in after taking the 3rd corner towards the 4th. But this will might take a little bit. Expect exercise caution. We'll be going in at the inside apex. But word on the street, it's going to get a little bit more usual out there whenever it takes. We can probably have to take our driver rating. We'll have to go increase to the next level. But it takes a while. We'll have to go on to a different rig. Always going to have to do much perfectly motivation out there to see how everybody is doing. But yeah, sometimes rain is going to be the most hardest part in the FIA Gran Turismo Championships. Just going to keep going straight. Take the next turn. I hope my Chevy Corvette still tries to take a lot of good handling grip on it, but it also deals with the rain. But I could probably have to survive, but only in 4-point race entry except 1, so maybe this will might have a little bit more break time to be going in as usual. But luckily I just already took a successful 4th place finish to be saved as a replay. But maybe this will might be taking a commentating to do on replays as well, folks. Now let's just gonna have to keep going. Take sector 3 at the next turn. But looks like Mother 111 is going in by a little push. This one might have to increase pace. We'll have to catch up onto Nissan in 10th place. Coming in at the same turn. Step it in on the apex. So it looks like I saw the 8th and 9th place driver is coming in after the final corner. So it looks like Mike Licorice is now going to be closing in. I'm about to go for it for only 1 second. It then takes a little bit of attempted recovery. Gonna have to do the slipstream, folks. that will might have the chance to catch up to the rest of the group. Lap number 6 is in. The battle rages continues on the rain. The first place driver from Mexico, Joel Smaro, is now going to be staying in the lead. I hope Omisley here is going to be trying to stay strong. Better make sure this will might have a good route for the US. We'll be doing the most successful first place finish whenever he can probably have to close in onto the Mexican driver in first place. But it still takes a while to be on the gap distance and range by nearly towards under 10 seconds onto the gap, but maybe this one might have to give a little bit more range counting on it. But this one might have analysis on every drivers in the gap distance to be quite given the well shown on it. But this one might have some study technology to see how every motorsport racers can do. Gonna get a little bit closing in. I can feel the Nissan GT-R takes the outside. Going slow on the inside is going to get a little bit more handling slur. Stay on it. Gets a little bit far left. Nothing changes. It's getting there. Feels like having a tug of war to be on the ropes. Hold on, looks like Nissan just barely went off the track and coming right back in. Boy, that was pretty close call out there from Mike Licorice. But I bet this one might have the chance to close in. Take the inside at the right. I hope this one might get a little bit more chance to do one overtake. Very good. I can feel it. Oh boy, looks like this is going to get a little bit more contact out there. Don't spin out, Mike Licorice. Very good. That was a very good safe call. What a relief. Man, I cannot believe this kind of a rain battle is going to be pretty intense. But so far, this is going to be taking a difficult race many times, 5 times in a row. But I bet everybody is still tries to do their best. But 4 times in the chances with taking a break, that will might be going again for having a new video segment, but maybe this one will be sticking in as usual, but only in the replay. But this will might have some very best moments out there whenever I could probably have to do my best. It's always challenging, we'll have to do it right. Here comes lap number 7, folks. Everything goes the same. Nothing else can beat Joel Smaro's lap time by going fastest. Now it's going in at turn 1, just going to have to stay on the formation line to step up onto 10th place. Just going to have to get in there. Looks like it gets a little bit too far away. Oh boy, looks like Mike Licorice and the Nissan GT-R just barely lose control. And he's going off the track at the grasslands, and now this will might have myself to be in 10th place. What in the most patient standby moment for UDRS to catch up, to move to a different position. We'll have to proceed forward as possible. Now, I'm about to be coming in to catch up onto the Brazilian racer in 9th place, Vitor Frielia, 89 in the Aston Martin. But looks like this is going to be taking a far distance view out there. Maybe this will might have Porsche to be given the manufacturer title on it. But minor guess, better make sure to recognize the car brands, because this one might have a very good use to shown up specifically to see. Okay, looks like this one might have Porsche to be coming in at the far distance view. Take the left turn to be going smoothly in freestyle. Gonna stay on track. Gonna have to use the blue blimps. It gets a little bit challenging. Okay, next turn. I bet this race might have to be over soon. So it looks like we're almost there to be reaching up at 20 minutes since the race began. Now leaving Sector 2, coming right back in at Sector 3. everybody is still out there in the same position? Well, the answer is yes, they still are. They're still going at it, and looks like this is going to be having a little bit more investigating check at the final corner. But nothing else but a spin out, just to make sure to have a yellow flag called in. Now I'm about to go for it. Okay, looks like this is going to be having a few guests. Nope, looks like Victor Ferreira, 89 in the Lexus, is now going to be staying on track. Maybe this might have Lexus to be staying on to the same position. But still goes on from the 8th place driver from Argentina is going to be ongoing out there. But maybe this is going to be taking a few push. We'll have to stay a little bit aggressive control. But passive, we'll have to do a mixture. We'll have to do come in handy. But everybody still tries to learn to overcome the rain. It always doing the same thing all over again from the last seasons. Learning lives matter is the only key to success on racing motorsports. So meanwhile, several drivers have already made it in onto Sector 2. Few drivers are now currently in drop last, but nothing else to be changed to be in 20 drivers in one session of the lobby. Bet this is going to be doing much perfectly same as usual. Better keep a good eye out on 20 drivers, including myself. This is going to get a little bit more monitor check. We'll be trying to stay on it because no turning back onto the last point race entry. We'll have to proceed forward towards tomorrow. And looks like we have Mutter 111 in the Pesciat RC set is closing in. This is going to be the only nick of time for UDRS. We'll be ready to go. It takes a lot of gap distance to keep going in, but the struggle is real for the competition. But it takes a lot of responsibility. We'll have to stay strong and stay in the balance. We'll have to survive this race. Coming back in onto the next turn to do the same. Slowly in, slowly out. But this one might find the riddle. We'll have to find the perfect key to use the apex. It looks like we have a third place driver is now passing in to overtake Resort Crabs from Canada. Rockside HTO68 from Brazil is now moving in to take third place. This is going to be a brilliant comeback out there to see how Brazilian racers will have to take the focus to reach up in first place. Better make sure this one might have a Misley here. We'll have to keep a good eyes check. This is going to be taking a little bit more strategy to see how one American racer will have to stay strong to be in the same position. While the Mexican driver in first place, Jos Morrow, will have to stay strong to be on the far distance out there in the total gap distance by 57.375 seconds when I'm in 10th place. Better highlight it in the red. This one might have a surveillance monitor will be needed. Only 4 more laps to go and we are in the 9th lap. Everybody is still tries to stay strong out there, and we have one driver has left the lobby, so maybe this is going to be a no turning back moment before moving on to the next round. So I hope this is going to be taking on in the 5th round. We'll be taking part in a normal weather condition. So I hope this is going to be taking on for having a most difficult race ever yet. Hold on, we have a yellow flag signal call, and it was Lexus was been barely lost control at the second corner. That one might put me in onto 9th place, folks. That will put me in onto 9th place. So coming in at Sector 2, and we have another driver has left the lobby. Only 18 remaining. This might be giving a one hard guess. We'll be sending down onto the shadow round because they could probably have to try again at any time. Otherwise, going back to practice in the lobby, we'll have to do regular chances. We'll have to do much perfectly by the right choice. So now it's about to be going in to take on for only 16 seconds to catch up onto the 8th place driver from Argentina. it's going to get a little bit longer trip out there, folks. UTRS will have to take the chase until reaching up by 1 minute by the gap. But it is going to be quite doing much possible choices to be doing some more supports on any other social media platform sites like Instagram. But of course, maybe this will might have a very good support on Instagram to have some of my screenshots of Vision Total Drama that will be taking a related focus on Total Drama characters from the show. But it is also to be doing a little bit changes for the project itself. We'll have to do some more fan arts to be giving a how-to guide tips. Only for the Gran Turismo players who really want to make a livery design, we'll give a good, proud taste of its own design. We'll make something realistic, unique, and talented. Everything will have to go in. Oh man, it looks like this is going to be having a little bit of contact out there. Oh man, that was a spun out. Motor 111 just took a contact at UDRS. I didn't see that coming. And nothing else going on for having some damage reports. Okay, looks like maybe this is going to be taking a lot more careful next time, because taking a little bit aggressive drivers is going to get a little bit more pushing in. Sorry for the heads up, and looks like this is going to be quite taking a little bit more responsibility to stay strong to be on the wet course. Just like Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec in Special Stage Route 5. But of course, looks like this is going to be taking a proud nostalgia moment out there for only rally cars to be doing much racing skills to be at nighttime. Good thing nostalgia is going to be the pretty proud moment out there to be playing on the PlayStation 2 platform. But I bet this will might have to be remembered for every 10th anniversary gaming titles was actually to be part of it since 2001. Now it's time to coming in to take the 10th lap. 3 more to go. But it looks like Motor 111 is going in to catch up onto Orange C24 V8. This is going to be taking a lot of more closing efforts out there for every driver in a far separate distance on the gap. But it is survival of the fittest in Spa-Francorchamps. But rainy day is going to be the only difficult challenge for all of us whenever we have to do the same thing to overcome. But better make sure this will might need to take a lot of management precision we'll have to take. I hope the second place driver, mostly here, is going to be tries to catch up on to Joe Smaru in first place from Mexico. And now it goes on to take the 11th lap for the first place driver. I bet the Mexican driver Joe Smaru will have to take everything by himself. This will give a good Magnifico moment to see how he can do it. Better have the best victory cheer for the Mexican tradition. This is going to be quite taking the time to save the moment. Everybody is doing so far. Looks like this is going to get a little bit far separate onto the course map at the top right. Some of them are still trying to catch up with the group. Some of them don't, but it gets a little bit more far away distance. We'll be racing around the track. But sometimes, just like the rain, is going to be pretty hard to take. But everybody always wants to learn to do the same thing. Now moving on to lap number 11, only 2 more to go. This race will just about to be over soon, while the Brazilian driver Gr.3 Category in 3rd place is now going to be taking on the defense, while Resort Crabs is still out there in 4th or 5th place or any other position to be currently to be taking the exact range. But maybe this will might have the determined guess to be at 4th and 5th place. Now coming in at the straightaway after the second corner at the Elrals Rouge, but it's going to get a little bit slippery to take. Going to stay on track at the first turn. UDRS will have to make it out alive. Almost 10 seconds onto the gap. this is going to be quite very similar to be racing in the Crew 2, but I know. I'm just trying to have to be working on it to be taking in the full walkthrough development, but better make sure to be on the lookout for part 1 and 7 because I'm still working on it because it will contain with echoing effect, so better make sure this one might have a polite respect. Now let's going in onto sector 2. Just gonna have to keep pushing. Better keep a good eye out. One of the top 3 drivers are still going in by the same, but the separate bar gap distance is going to get a little bit more pressure heat out there, but it gets a little bit cooling down onto the wet surface on the track. Keep going. Looks like 1 minute and 19 seconds to be in the gap distance in total. I think Joe Smaro is now in lap number 12. This is going to be going proceed forward for the Mexican driver. Gonna make sure this one might have a good crowd cheers for Joe Smaro. I bet this is going to be taking a good victory cheer whenever he made it in onto the final lap. And there it is, folks. Resort Crabs is now finally back in 3rd place. Way to go, Resort Crabs from Canada. You can do it. Make your proud ways to be in the top 3 position. That might have a good, valuable chance out there, folks. Resort Crabs is now back in 3rd place. Wonderful. Very wonderful out there to see how he can do it. So it looks like it's about to be going in for several drivers to be ready to be regrouped. Lap number 12 is on the way. Everybody is still tries to keep going because it's going to get a lot of more closing in onto the gap for several drivers. 18 drivers remaining is going to get a little bit usual. Better keep an eye out until 17 remaining. Take the left turn. We'll have to stay on track. Gonna catch up onto Motor 111 in the Peugeot RC said. And we have an 18th place driver is closing in. This one might have the blue light signal we'll call in. Give way to faster cars and oh man, it looks like we have a yellow flag just called in. We have an 18th place driver by losing control and goes for the recovery. It was Toyota was actually doing this, so looks like that one might have Madeline 29 in the casual Tom Supra is going to be staying on it. 1.5 second penalty. Take a good look in the far distance to be shown on the red highlights. Gonna have to close in. This one might have a 1-car overtake by a trailblazer. Gonna have to stay steady. Now let's see how the fuel map is doing. 25% remaining. Gonna have to stay on 3. Take turn 3 at sector 2. Looks like this is gonna be pretty impressive out there. Trailblazing overtake at the Toyota for UDRS to proceed forward. I bet the rain is still keep dropping around. The handling is going to be doing the same. So looks like this is going to be it, folks. Joe Smaro is now going to be in at the final lap. This one might have a good proud victory for the Mexican Gran Turismo players. We'll have to see one of their people will have to take the chance to win. Omilsley here is still tries to keep going at it by the resumed chase. While Resort Crabs is staying on in 3rd place. Whenever it has to be quite giving them much more progression to be giving some good crowd solution to be giving some strategies, we'll have to stay on the mobility balance. So we're almost there, folks. Looks like this one might have a total time by almost 35 minutes. Now we are at 34 minutes and 15 seconds, but this is going to get a little bit closer by 20 seconds by gaining up onto a total time. Now let's go for it. Looks like the group is here at the final corner. This will might have to proceed forward towards the final lap. This is going to be now or never. Hang in there, you guys. This race will just about to be over soon. Keep going at it. This is going to get a little bit closer at one last lap. So far, so good to see how the top 3 driver is coming along to do the same position in a far separate gap distance. It is going to be quite doing much effort out there for Joe Smaro. It might give a good, proud Mexican finish. Will be taking a good, successful job well done. So I hope everybody will be raising up the banners. It's going to be quite doing good to see that Mexican driver will be taking a good, successful finish. Keep a good eye on him. This might take one last chance to be reaching up towards the finish line. This will be having a race over soon. Keep going at it. Takes the second corner. Smoothly in at the inside. And here it comes. Better make sure this might have to get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like this is going to be a pretty good successful finish, and looks like we're gonna have to see Joe Smaro will be taking home the finish line at the podium. That might have a good chance. Gonna make sure he's at the final corner. Better get ready. This will be having a good successful victory finish. He's going for it. He is going for it. This might have a checker flag finish to see it. But he's almost there, but not yet. But this might have few drivers will proceed forward to the final lap. This is going to be quite taking a lot of good guess to see how Joe Smaro will have to take home to the checker flag at the finish line. And there you go. Looks like this is going to be pretty good. Joe Smaro takes a first place finish in round 4 of the 2021 Hyperion Series Manufacturer Series in Circuit De Spa-Francorchamps. Magnifico. Amazing for Joe Smaro for taking a good successful victory finish. That was a fantastic victory win. That is so fantastic victory win. It was incredible. I mean, it was incredible to see it. Now looks like this one might have Omosli here is now staying in second place, and hold on, looks like Stabo_YT is now taking third place to overtake Resort Crafts from Canada. And he's going for it. Brazil takes third place. Wonderful. Very wonderful race to see how they can do it. They have dominating the rain condition at Circuit De Spa-Francorchamps. But time's running out. Only 30 seconds remaining. Better have to do it quick because this is going to be taking a lot of slow and steady. We'll be doing a little bit more concentration. But training work is over. But now it's time to go in. Better make sure that if I could probably have to make it in time. 12 seconds remaining. I think I'm not going to make it. This is going to be taking a lot of more time until it'll be over soon. It looks like this one might have a 10th place finish to be marked automatically. Man, that is a pretty challenging race for doing a most fine finish. So luckily, this is going to be a pretty difficult race out there, folks. 10th place for UDRS for doing a steady work finish. It might have to do a little bit more work hard whenever it takes. But luckily, this is going to be doing much fine to be part of a racing replay, to be doing some alternate. But good game, by the way. That was a pretty good race. So maybe this one might have a pretty good successful job well done. Joyce Mao in a Porsche 911 RSR from Mexico did a pretty good job. It looks like Omosli here in second place to be taking a good job with his Peugeot RC said. And it looks like Strabo_YT took a good third place finish from Brazil in the BMW M6 GT3 Walking Horse 2016. So I hope this one might have the congratulations to 2 drivers for doing a good job well done. And also Omosli here will be part of it to be having a good congratulation moments. Well, sometimes it takes a lot of difficult work out there because it's going to be very hard whenever we have to try to keep push it to the limit. But make sure this one might have to stay steady if you might be good enough to be going in to overcome the rain conditions, to be taking on a professional effort whenever we could probably have to try to stay on to the top position just like 4th and 5th place along with the top 3 drivers, but maybe this will might have to be going in to be part of the racing highlights to see how good are they for doing much better to stay balanced. That was the most difficult race in Circuit De Spa-Francorchamps in a wet condition. Always the same from the last season, so it looks like the 4th round is finished to be on Saturdays, only 2 more to go. Round 5 is coming up for the next race. We'll be at Mount Panorama for the Gr.4 category to take 15 laps. Plus 1 to be added as a reminder, we'll be having 16 laps. I hope you're really enjoying watching the video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. You can follow me on Instagram, DeepNetArt, and GT Planet whenever you want. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the manufacturer series of the 2021 Hyperion series on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.